Hello class, I'm just going to go through a couple things that I wanted to talk to you about before the EOC. If at the end of the video you still have a question on something or you want me to talk about something, you can just make a comment and I'll try to get to it as soon as possible. I know I'm not seeing you a lot this week, but we'll try our best with this situation. Okay, now on your reference sheet you should know how to do everything on here and seeing everything on here except for this little secant, cosecant, cotangent scenario here. Okay, which you don't need to solve trigonometric ratios, but there is sometimes when they put them in that form instead of the sine, cosine, tangent that we've seen all year long. So if you get a problem that looks like this, there's a 90, here's the angle they want you to focus on, and they give you 10, 5, 4, okay? One of the possible options could be sine of the angle equals 4 over 10, opposite over hypotenuse. Or one of the answers could be I could use secant instead, okay, which is the reciprocal of cosecant, cosine, sorry, not cosine. And that would equal 10 over 5. Okay? So this is still a correct answer. This one is a correct answer, but so is this one as well. You have to know which ones are the reciprocals of which. That's why I put them like that right under each other. Okay? Very simple thing to look at. Very simple thing to memorize. I just want to, and it's a just in case situation. Okay? Just in case you select all that apply and you see this, and I don't want you freaking out not knowing what it is. Okay? So that's done. The other thing I want you to look at is on your reference sheet, you do not have the angle sum theorem. Okay? The angle sum theorem, it tells you how many degrees are inside of a shape. I know we've talked about it, I know we've had lessons on it, but it's not on the reference sheet, and I want you to know that, I want you to still remember how to do that. Okay? The formula is n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. Okay? N representing what? Number of sides. You should have known that. If you didn't, sad face over here, but we'll keep going. N stands for number of sides. Okay? So n minus 2 multiplied by 180. This will tell you the total sum of the degrees inside of this shape. Okay? If you add up all the degrees inside of the shape, they'll have this much. Okay? So let's say we have something with 7 sides. So 7 minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees would be 5 multiplied by 180 degrees, which leaves you with 900 degrees. So you add up all the angles inside of any 7-sided shape, and you'll add up to exactly 900 degrees. Okay? So let me erase this. Now, if you want to know what one angle in a regular polygon is, okay, just 1 degree inside of that shape, you would divide this by n, okay, which is, again, number of sides. Okay, so now, where does this come from? Just in case you have a problem memorizing the formula and not knowing where it comes from, you want to know something with 3 sides is 180 degrees, and that's basics 101. Okay, you should know that. That should be easy for you to know. Now, if I want to add another side to the shape, make it a 4-sided shape, I would have to add 2 sides, but then hide 1, okay, which creates another triangle, so 180 degrees, okay? The other one is if I add another side, so now I add 2 more sides, but now I have to conceal that side, which makes another 180 degrees. So the more sides I add, the more triangles in reality I'm adding. Okay, so after 3 sides, every time you add a side, you're really adding a triangle to the mix. Okay? The last thing I want you to go over with you is something you might reference to. We referenced to it mid-year, and we haven't really talked about it that much since, but it's called congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay? They use this in proofs, okay, after they've proven the 2 triangles are congruent. Meaning, if I have a triangle here, and I told you this angle, and this is 90 degrees, okay, which means this is also 90, and I said prove that AB is congruent to AC. Okay? Now, they'd first prove that the triangles were congruent, okay? So they'd say angle, side, angle, this angle is congruent to that angle, given this side is congruent to that side, reflection property. This angle is congruent to that angle, given as well. then they've proven the two triangles congruent, which means now they can state any corresponding side or angle is congruent to any other corresponding side or angle. So then they can finally say, okay, AB is congruent to AC because congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay? Again, if you need anything else or want me to explain anything else on this YouTube channel, just write it in the comments and I will get to it as soon as I can. This is very odd for me. I don't do this kind of thing. And good luck, guys, on your EOC.